Humans seem superior to all other species because of the discovery of fire and the inventions that have saved lives in time. However, history demonstrates the effects of man's inhumanity against other men. The wars and violence throughout history often started because of man's ability to build, to destroy. Court events are often caused by decisions and prejudice of the people in charge, which leads to hatred and a cycle of ignorance. Ignorance pervades society, and righteous as individuals forget to recognize that their mistakes can lead to negative long-term effects for our future generation. Ignorance continues to grow when individuals rely too heavily on an authority's credibility rather than personally searching for the truth. People in society who look up to decisions made by people in power without having much understanding lose the ability to think and thus become naive. For example, in 1972, Superior Court Justice Thurgood Marshall stated the popular support for the death penalty was based on ignorance. If Americans only knew the facts about capital punishment, the great mass of innocents would conclude the death penalty was immoral and therefore unconstitutional. The death penalty in the US is supported because of the majority citizens believe it lowers the rate of crime and is cheaper than keeping an offender in prison. However, the process behind the death penalty is 3 times more expensive than sending a murderer to jail for 40 years. The murder rate in the South, which uses the death penalty, is higher when compared to the Northeast, which condones it. This shows that a person's ignorance is caused by misconceptions and depends on small quantities of evidence. People only think in the short term, which often results in negative consequences. The feeling that people have the right to judge one another is stronger when someone is ignorant of another person's lifestyle, yet puts a label on the person based only on the looks and the outward appearance. Ignorance can turn into prejudice when people make assumptions about other people or groups without any evidence. This kind of ignorance can fester and turn into prejudice. For instance, imagine that there were 2 women walking in the crowd, one wearing a skirt and the other wearing skinny jeans. People might assume one is more attractive based to the other one based on their clothing. Women wear clothes based on what they like, but incidents where people discriminate against other people based on the way they dress cannot be avoided. This is especially true in countries where women are raised to be modest, such as in Kenya. A woman in Nairobi, Kenya was beaten and attacked by dozens of men. According to one of the attackers, she was tempting them by wearing a miniskirt. Over 1,000 women attended a protest against this inhuman crime, with one holding a banner reading, "My dress, my choice." As a result of the prejudice toward women who may choose to wear certain types of clothing, crimes like these are often judged unfairly. However, women are not the only ones to encounter this dress prejudice. Take Pink Day in Canada as an example. Pink Day is a campaign started in Nova Scotia by 2 straight male students who witnessed homophobic bullying of a grade 9 male student who was wearing a pink shirt. Pink color symbolizes feminine qualities in society. Thus, when a male individual wears a pink shirt, it becomes misconception to discrimination. Now, My Dress, My Choice, and Pink Day are 2 examples of campaigns that will further become steps toward ending judgments to dress stereotypes between men and women. The main goal is to end judgments to people based on the gender because stereotypes takes away the beauty of individualism in humanity. This is not only true for women, but also for men. Ignorance affects the minds of people who are consumed by hatred. This is why when countries are at war, countries always try to destroy their enemies. As a result, ignorance has become a form of revenge and prejudice against minorities in society is created. A great example of a man with great power who was consumed by hatred is Adolf Hitler. After killing 42 million civilians, most of whom were Jews, his name will never be forgotten. Hitler blamed the Jews after Germany was defeated in World War I. The German economy subsequently collapsed, and Hitler gave the German people a scapegoat. Blaming others without any evidence relates to an idea from a book called The Study of Ignorance Through the World of Fiction. In the book, the author states, a switch in strategy that leads to a bad outcome is more susceptible to blame from others, or indeed oneself, than simply sticking with things as they are and doing equally poor. The tragic results of war leads to a need to have someone to blame. In some cases, it could be the government who controls the military and peacekeepers, but for others, it could be a group of people. Destruction ensues when a person holds grudges against other people. For example, this is true of Iago in Shakespeare's play Othello. Shakespeare portrayed Iago to be a manipulative antagonist, servant in the military who caused the deaths to other characters, including his military general Othello. At last, the inhumanity caused by ignorance can grow exponentially, as in the case of Holocaust in Othello, where the perceived path to victory was achieved by sowing the seed of hatred against others. Overall, ignorance teaches society good lessons that should be heeded in the future. History has demonstrated the negative effects of decisions made in ignorance, and how everyday people who live in the present must decide between right or wrong. All the mistakes made cannot be undone, but future generations have the potential to remind us of our sometimes hidden capacity to express our humanity for betterment of society.